What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Diamond Standard YouTube channel at The Collector. We're going to be headed into day number 11, game number 1. And please like, comment, and subscribe on these videos if you'd like to see more content like this. Game number 1 is going to be against a war deck. Not super satisfied seeing a lot of high cost cards in my opening, but mulligan down to a decent start. Pulling Vampiric Skull early is not good. Voracious Fiend into Warmonger Smith and a Tavern Brawler to clear my board. At this point, I know it will be difficult to get ahead, taking a minute to think about how I want to try to play this out. Hoping for maybe a draw into a Fickle Cambion. Or not a Fickle Cambion, but a Wicked Fae. I have a Fickle Cambion in my hand already. Good, I saved the Blight Bomb to get something with Protected down. At this point, should be able to try to slowly mid-range my way back into the game. Saving my last pip so I can probably Vampiric Skull next turn and bring something back. Going to force him to try to stop the Fickle. He doesn't think about it and thinks he's going to be able to end it. And it appears that he was right. I'm not going to be able to put down enough damage to win, likely. And I do not draw what I was needing. I was hoping to see a Ragnarok game number 2, so I lose that and go into game number 2 with 0 wins and 1 loss. I am going to be facing a Deception deck. Don't love my open, but I don't hate it. Sometimes I keep Corpse Explosion because it allows me to have it when I need it. It's not a perfect open, but especially when then something like Vampiric Skull happens behind it, with only one Vampiric Skull in the deck. Not a good thing. Pull a Cursed Obelisk and a Scepter, though, is a decent open. I don't like when I get barreled like that, but in reality it means that I'm going to be able to keep his favor down and prevent him from using the Sanctum. Hidden can be tough for my deck to deal with. I decided to get a Petulant Imp out there because that would have my entire board filled up, and it's good to have another 2 damage going. I've just had to hope that he doesn't do Rapture Dance. He just does not do that. He's got a big old monster and he keeps it hidden. Going for face still. He must think he's going to be able to keep me down just enough to keep me from taking it. At this point, I think trying to control him and then winning in a couple of turns is likely my best bet. He is unable to clear board, and this leaves me with the opportunity to win the game with a trusty Corpse Explosion. So a healthy amount of damage in 1 turn. So headed into game 3 with a 1 win and 1 loss. Another Deception deck. Just about a perfect opening hand. Really can't ask for much better than a Scepter, Obelisk, and a Curse of Greed. And drawing into a Voracious Fiend. Looks like I will be facing some maybe hidden rush. And of course, he's doing everything he can to just put down face damage. Very strong. Giving him a little bit more face damage and some card draw. No doubt in his favor. I will be likely looking to pump up my zombies at this point. I don't know that I can actually prevent him from killing me. And I think that this might be it. Pretty sure he has the pump in his hand to make it happen, or just enough damage right on the board, and he ends it. Headed into the next game with 1 win and 2 losses. Game number 4 with 1 win and 2 losses. Going to be facing a war deck, opening with a couple of Voracious Fiends. Not a super great opening hand, but I decided to just start piling them out there. I suspect he's going to rush him down. But I pretty much want to try to get the Bronze Servant from the Sanctum as quick as possible. I decide to save my zombies and keep swinging on him for the favor. Usually a pretty solid choice. Blade of Sticks, just taking it to face. Bronze Servant and wipe that out. Just trying to get some creatures out there on the board. I know that in the next couple of turns that's going to open me up to bringing some things back. He's getting super wide, but I already have a little bit of a lead. Trying to put just a little bit of control down while still delivering damage. And he surrenders. Always nice when they quit early. Headed into game 5 with 2 wins and 2 losses. Gonna be facing a Deception deck. Against this Deception deck, I open up pretty strong. And he has flip, so I anticipate some Echo Caster and some control. Hopefully he doesn't counterfeit my Necroscepter. That is always one of the big things that concern me. Since I won't be able to put damage down, I had to consider whether Obelisk would be the right move, and it wasn't, because I wanted to spawn a 2/2 zombie. And again, taking control, flipping, he's trying to card draw anything he can to keep it moving. I decide to go big instead of playing the Obelisk. I anticipate he would try to maybe Force of Will it. And so I just want to be large instead of wide this game. And this deck can kind of afford me either opportunity. I Ragnarok and then get wide. Thinking I don't want him to draw into anything in my hands. He wants a little bit of heal. Oh, he's using Thievery, not Flip. My bad. So he's getting cards from my domain. Luckily at this point I'm able to put down quite a bit of damage. Stone Skin, but that's not going to be enough. And I pull the Corpse Explosion, so really just overkill. Kill for sure. Headed into game number 6 with 3 wins and 2 losses. Gonna be facing a war deck. War deck. That's always an interesting matchup. It appears I have an interesting opening hand, and I hate to lose a bunch of early opening cards, so I keep what I have. It's an empower deck, so there will be lots of creatures with armor is what I anticipate. I probably should have saved my Blight Bomb, but early control is pretty important. Definitely trying to get rid of anything he has with Ally that gives him a ton of power. At this turn, I'm deciding if I should try to control him or blow my side of the board up. And I go for control him. I'm still looking to control him, and it keeps me wide at the same time, which is pretty reliable. The 1 damage to everything is terrible for me, and it gave him a ton of favor. He's gonna choose not to pip and play his creature, which kind of surprised me. So I took advantage of that and decided to keep putting damage down. He destroys my Nether Swarm Lord. He has a 7/6 out there, so I know that I just need to stay wide. I'm not going to be able to overrun a large creature. I'm counting the mana and the things in my hands to make sure that I can Corpse Explosion, and boom, I pull off a victory. So headed into game number 7 with 4 wins and 2 losses. That's pretty good. Going to have a decent opening hand here against a Deception deck. Kind of a lot of control. Yep, and he's going to have a Hidden Rush deck. Not going to be perfect. But that is also one of the sweet deals of Ragnarok. I might have been better off saving that Ragnarok and then playing it after I let him play some more cards out, but and save the obelisk so I wouldn't lose it. He barrels me. Barrels aren't a huge deal. I get a lot. I'm really good at the mid range. I still have a lot of zombies coming in. He's going to be putting a lot of damage down. At this point, I'm having to think about it, and I think Ragnarok is probably just worth it because I want to kill the cat. Cat that came back the very next day. And he decides to keep going face. At this point, I'm still in pretty good shape. I probably should have bought the things from the Sanctum. He's preventing me, yeah, from healing, and then he bought the heal or the damage. And he's just going face. I'm nervous that he will have the uh, Rapture Dance, but it probably won't even make it that far because he really doesn't have to do that much damage in order to end it, and he managed to pull Puma. So that's no good. Head into game 8 with 4 wins and 3 losses. I forgot to film it, but I lost, so that's going to be disappointing. Headed into game 9 with 4 wins and 4 losses. Game 9 is going to be against a light deck, usually a pretty good matchup for me, but it can go either way. And the good news is, if you guys keep watching, I'm going to have some new statistics that I will be dropping with the videos. And that will be pretty exciting, I think. That will be coming very, very soon. So keep your eyes out. against a light deck with all of this pump going on. I am holding out to see him try to get as wide as possible, and then I will drop that Ragnarok. And then I just go for the zombies to try to distract him. He's got a little bit of armor out there, which is going to make my life a pain. And it has ward, which is also a major pain. Then he pulls the Master of the Mill. I pull Nether Swarm Lord and decide that it's a good way to try to get through all that armor and try to get to him. He is just kind of running it down on me, as he was able to keep the one creature alive for quite some time. This is probably the longest match of my day. And, at some point I was pretty sure he was ahead of me, but you just want to keep playing because you just really never know what's going to happen in these matches. Probably the worst thing that you could do is surrender. At this point, I'm kind of seeing no way out. I'm not seeing a really smart way to proceed, but I'm just doing what I can. Still getting all of these zombies out. I know I stand a chance because I'm staying healed and putting down a little bit of control on him at least. Gave it protected and made it huge. I have another scepter in my hand, so the bronze servant wasn't a crazy deal for me. I should have played the scepter before I killed his one gentleman, but that's okay. Scepter immediately, and he plays Lysander, the champion of light. That is going to be super tough for me to deal with because it heals every turn. Go looking for a fickle Cambion, and I'm just going to hold out and prevent him from swinging. Hopefully, but it didn't. I was a fool. That has a ton of armor. And now the Champion of Light is huge. I'm still not going to be able to do all of that damage in one turn. I don't want to buy the things from the Sanctum because I don't want him to get something that'll offer him the ability to destroy my weapon. He plays Jason, and at this point I know I'm playing against somebody with a pretty serious deck for sure. Jason is super cool, quite expensive. I knocked down some of his damage, but I'm still really not in shape to kill the Champion of Light in one turn. And he's pretty much going to be able to control me the whole way along with his armor and his Champion of Light. I mean, he's pretty much going to be able to swing face next turn and end it, unfortunately. I pull Corpse Explosion, and it's still not enough. I say GG, but it's just because I play everything I can and can't end it. And so, unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. He is going to clear my board and then end it. So, game number 10. I forgot to film going into it with 4 and 5, but I lost. So, my overall results for the day is 4 wins and 6 losses. I earned 8.774 gods. Thank you for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.